So basically we'll have 4 different company. Golly, y'all don't even know. There is a bee on the camera. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday, March 14th. My name is Daniel and you're watching Triple R Farms, and today it's going to be a little bit different on the intro. I really don't know what we're doing today. The reason is me and Dad talked yesterday afternoon. We talked about several different things that we may be working on, and I just hadn't figured out what we decided to work on today. Just got here to the shop. Dad's here, so we'll regroup and figure out what we're going to be doing. I had a lot of comments on the Rogator about the inductor and all, different reasons why it's not working right. Some of y'all were right. I think I've got it figured out, so we'll go over that at some point today. But yeah, Dad had to come in, save the day, walked right up to it, figured it out. But I'll tell y'all what it is later. So yeah, that's where we are. Like I said, I'm gonna talk with Dad. He's right behind y'all, and we'll get this video started. You want me to?
Hey, Daniel.
Where's your jacket?
In my truck.
You not cold?
Yeah, I'm cold.
Got a hydraulic leak?
Yeah, right there behind the big air transmission filter. I take the transmission filter off and take the hose off, go to town and get a hose. I think it's real tight in there.
So basically everybody's kind of splitting up right now. James is going to be working on getting that hydraulic line off. Dad's got some things he was going to do to his planter out there. He's got to plug off some hydraulic lines. Wayne's got some cutting he's got to do with the mower. And then me and Mark, we're going to be working down here where we're going to be putting in the river screen. All right, so here's what me and Mark are going to be doing. We got to take all these bolts loose right here, and we're going to be taking up these sections of pipe right here. We no longer need them going to that wellhead. They're gonna come at an angle straight behind me. We gotta take this big elbow loose at some point. We gotta turn it about right here is where it's gonna be turned, and then we'll have to bolt it down. So Mark's bringing the Case 120 front end loader. We'll have to hook a chain somewhere here in the middle, and then we'll take these bolts loose, and then we'll see if we can set that pipe on the ground. And we gotta do 3 of them. And the best part about it is I'll finally get to use the 3/4 drive Milwaukee wrench. Never used it before. Dad bought this, so we're gonna be trying this baby out right here today. She's ready. Nope. Well, I had to go back to the shop and grab the metric socket sets. 1 1/8 was too big. It just was too sloppy loose, and 1 1/16 would not even fit on it. So anyway, we're gonna try the metric, see how it goes. I don't know if you can tell, but we got the jackets back on. We got some cold weather this week. We were like 35 degrees this morning. The high today is like 58. But it's kind of be like that, I think, pretty much all week. We were just about ready to start planting some corn. We had this week circled on the calendar, and then Mother Nature changed her minds. That'll work. This side is loose. Pick up, we're gonna back up and just set it down right here. Start taking these out, maybe something will happen. That's why I won't come out, because these are threaded. Remember they didn't have a nut on the back?
Yeah.
That's why it's not coming out. It's got to spin it.
Hang him out.
Take this bolt out, it should be good to go.
Watch out, watch out.
We're gonna pick it up, set it right there. I tripped on that thing 100 times.
Watch what they say, man.
Okay, let's carry it down there a little bit. Get away from the rod, I'm gonna keep tripping on.
Well, what'd you do?
We got them off. Get it off?
No. It's got this clamp that holds the hose. It's got a nut on it. Well, I was using a ratchet thing, 15 millimeter, and it backed up against a thing before I knew it. And I can't flip my wrench to go back on. The wrench won't ratchet to let me go back on. I got a trap. So I'm cutting my wrench with that, trying to get that darn nut off so we can take the clamp off so we can pull the hose off. We got the hose loose and everything.
I get it. You can't flip the wrench around because it's a ratchet wrench.
It's done backed up on this housing.
Yeah, and you can't flip your wrench around and go the other way.
Yeah.
Is that my wrench or yours?
I don't know, but it's a broke wrench now. Hey! 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 Look what I did. Look what I did.
You broke a wrench. Alright guys, me and Dad just made it back to the shop. We went to Selma. We had to go by Napa. We were trying to get that hydraulic hose made for this tractor, but unfortunately they did not have one of the fittings. So basically this tractor cannot move where it is, and I got corn seed coming, and I do not think I have enough room to put it in here with this tractor being disabled.
This was all different.
Maybe not the best one to learn on.
All right, we got him unloaded, but I don't know if you can figure out what was going on, but the Nissan just would not get the pallets off. They were kind of in the middle of the trailer, and we would try to lift up and pull them back, and it would just spin. It just didn't have enough grip. So we had to use the Navigator that was on this trailer. And anyway, Dad was driving it, and it's off a hydrostat, but off the pedal on the floorboard. Normally the ones we use are the hydrostats right there on your handle, and he was having a little trouble with it, but he got it. What he was doing was pulling them to the edge of the trailer, and then I was obviously getting them off with our little Nissan. But yeah, that'll knock out the majority of the corn seed, but I also have 2 more companies that are going to be delivering seed. So basically we'll have 4 different companies. Golly, y'all don't even know. There is a bee on the camera. Oh, don't move. Y'all can't see it. It is on my camera. Get off there, little buddy. There he goes. Whew. What in the world? Anyway, the other 2 companies of corn, I think they're coming today too. So after today, I think we should have every bit of our corn seed that we're going to plant so far. All right, next on the list is me, Dad, Wayne, and James are going to be headed back down to the river where me and Mark were earlier this morning, taking apart those pipe. And what we're doing is we're gearing up for the new river screen and all to be put down there. It's going to be a totally different pumping station that we're going to have down there. It's going to be all electric, and it's going to have the river screen. But all this is going to make sense once we get it all together. So basically what we got to do is we got an elbow that comes out of the ground. You got a pipe that comes out, and then it does a 90-degree elbow, and it's headed straight this way. So what we got to do with the Komatsu loader, Wayne's taking it down there. We got to lift up that elbow straight up. First of all, we got to unbolt it, lift it straight up, and then all we got to do is turn it about like that, about 30, 40 degrees. And then we're going to drop it back down, bolt it right back down to the pipe that we just took it off from. That is the angle that we're going to have coming off the river screen, and we're going to tie back into the original pipe to get all the way over there to the irrigation. But anyway, it'll all make sense later. But right now, basically, we got to move a pipe, pick up a pipe, turn it, bolt it back down. Got it.
Pick up. Oh, right there. I tilted just a little up. Oh!
One hole is what it needs.
Huh?
I hope, you know, one whole movement. Where we need to be. What's wrong?
He got it. He got it. All right, come on up. Turn back a little bit. All right, ease forward. Down. All right, he's on it. Down. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Come on, spit.
You ain't gonna go any farther than that. The rods are holding it.
That's just right.
Huh?
That's just right.
Are you sure?
Yes. Just right.
What y'all do that thing y'all broke then?
9/16.
You got to have a wrench.
Got him.
Water in there? I'm gonna get you over the hole.
Want those, Wayne? You want these?
My finger can't go in the corner blue.
You want? They're insulated. They're too hot for me.
Ain't gonna go.
Huh?
It won't get in here.
You ain't make that, no, you're gonna take it off from here. This same thing down here. Ain't too wide.
Oh, let's see. Alright guys, we are moving on to the next project, which will be the Rogator, and I'll tell you what's going on with the inductor on it after I tell you about this cool little tool I got right here. If you watch the combine videos where we were working on the combine, me and Big Joe, he had this cool pry bar that I absolutely loved. Anyway, we had somebody send it to us as a gift. I'm just going to say his first name is Brady. I'm not going to say his last name. I'm not sure if he wants me to, but he also, if you remember last year, he sent us the electric grease gun, the DeWalt grease gun. He sent us that last year, and now he sent us another gift of this pry bar. Really cool. This is actually a Gear Wrench is the brand. There's the part number. But thank you, Brady. That was so nice of you to send us these gifts. We really appreciate it. Everybody from Triple R Farms, it's so nice of you to be that thoughtful and do that for us. We really appreciate it. And I promise you, you'll definitely see it being used on the farm just like we use the grease gun. Like I said, I got it today. I've already used it. So thanks again, Brady, for such a thoughtful gift to us. We really appreciate it. And let's get to the Rogator and let's figure out what's going on with that inductor. Alright guys, I'm gonna feel real stupid when I show you all this, but it is what it is. Here's the problem with the inductor. If you didn't watch the last video, I'm having trouble with my inductor when you pull it down. This is where you pour the chemicals in, and then it goes up that hose, into that T, through a check valve, into the tank. Anyway, when I'm pouring in chemical right here, everything's going real slow getting out of this inductor. And here's the reason why. And this is where I'm gonna feel like an idiot. But as soon as I brought Dad over here to get his opinion on what he might think it may be, he immediately said, your hose is kinked. And I have looked all over right here, but I never noticed that this suction hose right here, you can look right there, it's in a terrible bind. And I'll kind of tell you why once I saw where it was kinked. But this hose right here is kinked. It is basically flat. And even when you pull it down to pour chemical in, if you feel right here, I know you can't see it because I got this black thing on here, but if you feel it right here with your fingers, it is flat as it can be. I mean, it is squished. So that is my whole problem. And once I saw this part right here, it all came back to me. Last year I had trouble when I was pouring in some, I don't know what it was. It was a crazy mixture of like zinc and boron and copper and who knows, iron. But anyway, this hose right here, the suction hose, it got choked up from one end to the other. So basically I had to take this hose all the way off, got it on the ground, had to run hot water through it to free it all up. And then when I put it back on, I guess I did not tie it up the way it came from the factory. And the way I tied it up, anyway, it obviously put it in a weird bind right here. So probably started last year when this hose got choked up. And then it just got flatter and flatter and flatter as I lifted my inductor up and down, up and down, up and down. It finally got to a point where it's just flat. So anyway, long story short, that is the problem right there. And when our hose comes in, we'll take it off and I'll show you what it looks like whenever that happens. But so one thing I can put on is this little valve. It came in, this one's just broke. It's just spinning around free. Put that little valve on. Then I got one other thing I can put on that came in. This is that sensor that goes in the top of the tank, and it reads the volume of how much water's in your tank. It's got a little float that rides up and down this metal rod, so we can put that on too. Put the valve on, put this joker on, and we can get that sensor on. Not really sure how this comes off, but it kind of looks like an airline hose. Guessing this little clip comes off. Little joker. Daggum. Got that knuckle. There she goes. She's coming.
I called Billy McCurdy. He said it didn't rain but a ½ inch up there total. He said it rained 3/10 Friday and 2/10 Sunday.
Okay.
We had 1.5 inches here.
I swear, it's always the little bitty, teeny tiny stuff that always gives you the hardest time. Alright, valve is on. Mark it off the list. Hopefully we don't have any leaks when we put water in it. Next. Alright. This little pry bar, what's cool about it, you can tilt it all kind of different angles. And it extends out like this for long reach. Whatever angle you want. Looks like a claw. I don't know if y'all could hear me, but this thing's got water in it. This little plastic float must have cracked, dry rotted or whatever, but it's full of water. So that is why it's staying at the bottom of the tank and not floating. Done. let's get out of here. Okay guys, it looks like I'm headed up to Lounsboro, the new farm we're going to be renting this year. James is taking the Paratil up there. Looks like it's going to be drying up the Paratil tomorrow. He's going to take his Paratil up there, and then he's going to come back. Well, he took Phillips. Then he's going to come back and get his tractor with the other Paratil. And looks like we're going to be Paratilling tomorrow. What I've got to do this afternoon is I got to go up there. Since this is a new farm, we got 4 fields up there, and I've never laid off an AB line. So I'm gonna go up there this afternoon and get all our AB lines and get them in both tractors where they can just take off running in the morning. But as for this video, that's gonna be it. And here's the kicker, is Thomas has spring break starting Thursday, and it goes all into next week. So not really sure when I'm gonna have another video coming out. I do not think I'm gonna get one out, another one out this week, but I'll definitely have, you know, 1 to maybe 2 videos coming out the next week, but I'm just not sure when they're gonna come out. I gotta work around his little schedule. So anyway, just want to give y'all a little update on that. And again, want to thank Brady for sending us that pry bar. That is so cool, man. That is awesome. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough, but we'll definitely be using it a lot around the farm. So yeah, thanks again. And then thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching the video, especially the ones that made it to the end. And if you want to subscribe, click the RRR Farms logo up there. And it'll walk you right through subscribing. But I'm gonna put all my tools up, and then we're gonna head to that new farm and lay off some AB lines, and we'll catch y'all on the next video, guys. See ya. We're out.